Hey guys, thank you so much for being here for my How to Get Away with Murder, not How to Get Away with Murder, American Horror Story chat. Sorry, that's confusing. I just did a How to Get Away with Murder, but this is the official American Horror Story chat on episode 3, and I apologize that we couldn't do this yesterday. I'm sorry, I have my witch cat with me here today. So he's going to cast a spell on all of you. But anyway, typically we will do these Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, but today it's the exception. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. First of all, I just want to start off by saying I did 2 chats, I think, last week, and someone took parts of the chat and edited it, parts of me talking to you guys, and turned it into a meme. And then, like, this past weekend, it was on this Instagram called Was, and I've never even seen it before, but, like, so many people were sending me this meme and tagging me on Instagram, so check it out. It's at Was, W-A-S. I think I'm on there from like Saturday. They tried to say like I was talking about, or they made like a joke that I was talking about Stranger Things, which I was not. Stop. I'm sorry. My cat is chewing my light. I was not. I was talking about American Horror Story, and then I got like all these messages like, what show were you talking about? Anyway, I thought it was kind of funny, so you can watch it on at Was. Here, I'll put it here. So Instagram, you go to Instagram, and then the account is at Was, or I reposted it on at Kelly TV, which is my Instagram. And then if you are on Instagram and you don't, stop it. My cat seriously is putting a hex on this live chat. If you are on Instagram and you want to follow me, mostly I post about my travels and stuff like that, so if you're into that kind of thing, follow me there. Could I do a cosplay of Sabrina the Teenage Witch with your cat for Halloween? That would be funny, wouldn't it? Stop! He's being really bad, and I just got this cat like a couple of months ago. He's still a kitten, so he's crazy, but he's sweet, and he has a mustache, and he's also on my Instagram if you want to see photos of him. Alright, let's talk about the episode. So, this was just the 3rd episode of this season, but I felt like it was the strongest by far. Some of you have commented that you didn't really like the first 2 episodes, or some people thought they were slow, and some people haven't liked this show for a couple of seasons now. And I can get where some of you thought that it was a little bit slow, the first 2 episodes, but I felt that this episode wasn't slow at all. Like, I thought it was really jam-packed with stuff, and of course the ending was really amazing. And finally we got our tie-in with Coven, with the witches coming back. We still don't have the murder house information. My cat is being so bad. He is definitely not wanting me to do this chat. Stop. Okay, so we still don't have like the murder house connection fully yet. I'm so sorry, guys. This is the worst. But we will probably have that soon. I haven't thought it was slow, and I don't have an issue with it at all, but I did get quite a few posts that people thought it was slow, and that people just haven't liked it for the past couple of seasons. Let me throw something at my cat, and he'll go chase it. So I have like a plastic knife here. He didn't fall for it this time. Usually when I just throw random things out of my desk drawer, he goes and chases it and leaves me alone. But of course he didn't want to, because basically my cat is Michael Langdon, and he's the Antichrist, and he's going to not let me do this chat. Okay, so I have had no issues with the season, but again, I don't know. Some people found it very slow. This episode was really good. There's a lot of speculation about which way they are going with the witches being returned, because definitely like Queenie and Misty are going to be in it this season, but we still haven't seen them yet. So do you think that the people that they brought back, which they said that were their witches, like Coco and Mallory, and who was the 3rd person? Oh, was it like Adina Porter's character? Are those just the witches from the past? They're like they're hosts for their spirits or whatever. What do you guys think about that? Anyway, with pretty much everyone dying in this episode, I feel like we're going to have a big switch next episode, but we know from what Ryan Murphy has said that Episode 5 is supposed to be a massive twist, which I'm kind of getting the vibes from the Roanoke season where he was like, this is going to be crazy. He's kind of putting that same kind of stuff out there, like, this is a crazy twist. We've never done this before. So I really don't know what that means. Sometimes you can do too much, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can have, like, too many twists. And, okay, there's pandemonium in here. And it's just, like, kind of formulatic. Like, I'm surprised that we're doing, like, this big twist again where he's kind of talking about how it's going to be very... kind of reminds me of what it was like when he talked about the Roanoke twist. I don't think this is a reality show or anything like that, but I'm just wondering what that twist is and, like, what episode or what direction we're going with these episodes. Datsun says that I know that episode 2 was directed by David Lynch's daughter. No, I didn't know that. David Lynch is behind Twin Peaks, the TV series. So that's very interesting. Robbie says his theory for the twist is time travel. And I'm just wondering, like, I've always kind of thought they were, like, in an alternate universe, or maybe there wasn't really an apocalypse, or just, I think the whole fact that the plane took off without a pilot and everything. I don't know. I'm wondering if we really had an apocalypse. The cat has been displaced now. He's missing. So hopefully, he's not missing, but he's been sent on his way. So hopefully he'll stay there. I'm sorry. So E. Callie is asking the question, like, who is going to stay dead after episode 3? Obviously, all these people aren't going to be dead for the whole season, but we also have the question, are they coming back as different people? Because we've been told that Joan Collins, who died last week, will be playing different roles. So that's where I'm wondering, are we switching sceneries? Are we switching plots here next episode? Or are we going to wait to do that to episode 5? Because we've pretty much killed off our whole cast, except for the people they brought back as witches. So where are we going here? I'm fine if we want to switch and move to a different setting or whatever. I really liked Roanoke. A lot of people didn't like that, but I really love the fact that we were in one setting way back in the past, and that wasn't even real, and then we were in modern times, and I like that. So we know the more of the backstory about Kathy Bates, aka Meade, and what her relationship was with Michael Langdon, and that she's pretty much a robot, so we kind of got that all figured out. One of the things she said in the flashback, like when she was a kid, is how much she loved horror and like how she loved being scared, and that reminded me like of myself. Obviously, I'm not evil like her, but it definitely reminded me of, as a small child, and probably like a lot of you guys, I loved horror, and I was watching like the crazy scary movies when I was like 3 and 4 and 5. So maybe you can blame that on my dad because he's like a big horror fan, but I've always loved it. It's always like resonated with me. I've always loved being scared, so I'm still loving it today, and I think a lot of you guys are the same. Otherwise, why would you be watching American Horror Story? Because it's a lot, and it's a lot for people who don't like horror and those types of shows. Let me get to some of your comments now. Christian says Hotel Cortez is still standing in 2022, so either it's a mistake or the apocalypse never happened, and I'm just kind of feeling like it didn't happen. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is going on here. If it's all, I mean, I hope it's not like a dream, but there's something going on here. Locke seems like the bomb hit because Coco's boyfriend was walking around, so we had Billy Eichner back in the show this episode, which I found very funny. Hilarious, and I really love Leslie Grossman and her character, even though she's super over the top and annoying, and people really dislike her as a character, but to me, she's really, really funny. Ralph is bringing up the character Mallory, who is played by Billie Lourd, who I did want to talk about because she has some crazy powers. It's like telekinesis or something. I don't know. You know, she can move things with her mind, right? So she was so impressive to Michael, who we think is the Antichrist, even though there's some debate about that. There's some debate that he may be like a warlock, which would match up with the witches. So, you know, we don't remember Mallory. Obviously, Billie Lourd was not in the Coven series. But is she more than a witch? Because maybe not. Maybe those were just witch powers, but she seemed to be like, you know, or is she a supreme? Or like, what is her deal? Because she seemed very advanced, and she didn't even know that, you know, she had those types of powers. And I felt bad for her when Coco was like, well, why don't you make the the fire come out of the fireplace or whatever? And she couldn't do it just because she hasn't realized how to harness her powers or whatever, you know? So, yes, Rosemary's Baby was the movie that Meade was watching on her date. Yeah. Locke is thinking that Mallory is going to be the star of the season, which definitely could see that. Again, I'm wondering, like, is she the supreme, you know? The Shook Queen loves Coco. Was so sad when she was stabbed in the head. Me too, but then, like, when everyone was dying, I was like, well, obviously we're not going to lose the whole cast in episode 3, so they're going to bring them back in some way. Of course, I like Emma Roberts being back on the show. I think she was in it a little bit last year, right? Like as a reporter, just like a small role. Emma Roberts is always the same character on this show and on Scream Queens, which is basically a bitch, you know? So, I don't know. I forgot. I think I've asked people here before if they've ever met Emma Roberts, and I think maybe some people said they really didn't like her, that she was kind of like that in real life, but she's just really great at that, being that bitchy person. So, like, is she like that in real life? I don't know. She's a little too good at it. Callie is comparing it to Scream Queens. I have gotten a lot of comments about Scream Queens and people asking me if they will intertwine Scream Queens with American Horror Story. And I've been saying absolutely not. But I don't know. I would think that's a huge stretch, but there seem to be quite a few people that feel like Scream Queens is going to come back alive and that some of our cameos are going to be Scream Queens characters. And there's a rumor, or possibly it's true, I don't know, that a Jamie Lee Curtis was seen on set of American Horror Story dressed like her character from Scream Queens. Maybe she was just like there. I don't know. But maybe she's actually in the show. I don't know. But I did read an article that Ryan said, like, there's going to be, like, so many cameos. He compared it to The Love Boat, which is a show, or, like, not cameos, but so many returning favorites. The Love Boat, I don't get that reference because I haven't watched that show, but maybe somebody in here does. But I don't know what that means. But if we understood the reference, it would help us understand how all these people are going to play into it. But my question, do you think that Scream Queens will cross over into this Coven Murder House crossover? I mean, personally, if he asked me my opinion, which, you know, Ryan does frequently DM me, and he's like, what do you think? I would say, no, Ryan, I don't think we need to put Scream Queens into this show. Scream Queens ended up failing, so let's don't put that here. I mean, I think you could do it in a clever way, but to, like, blatantly be, like, crossing that into it, I would be like, what? No, I mean, that would just be like, why don't we throw Nip Tuck stars in here? I don't know. So Amy says that all kinds of stars were on Love Boat. Like, did they just randomly come on? Were they like stars from other shows and you knew they were from another show in the context of this show? Or were they just famous people playing roles within that show? I don't know. No, I've never watched Love Boat. Like, no, I really haven't. When did it end? I think it was like a little before my time. I don't know. I know the show. Like, I've heard the show, and I think they reincarnated it, right? Like, it came back. The Shook Queen feels the Scream Queens will be referenced as jokes. See, I think that could be really clever. Jokes with Madison and Mallory, and I think that could be really clever way to do it without coming out and being like straight up Scream Queens. So this to me was such an exciting episode, and like, wow, I'm very intrigued by episode 5 and what is the big twist. And then of course, Murder House I still feel like is my favorite, which I've probably told you a million times. So like, I'm really excited to get that part of it into this season, which is really awesome. Okay, so if you have commented, and I know a lot of you guys have, then comment again, because I've missed a lot of people's comments. Was Kathy Bates on the Love Boat? I don't know. What I know Kathy Bates from, or like when I ever heard of her, was on the show or the movie Misery. Like, isn't that how she got famous? I don't know. Was she on Love Boat? Was Love Boat I think was before then. Okay, I did really like Charles is talking about when Michael turned into the demon face. I thought that was good. It was pretty scary. I liked it. I really liked the whole interaction with him and Mallory. And that whole scene was really good. So, Ralph says Love Boat was a show that highlighted whichever star was popular on TV and movies at the time. So that's cool. He said there's the original series from the 80s and the reboot. That's interesting. I mean, that's a cool way to do it. Maybe they should have a show that's not called The Love Boat that does that same, like, way that the same way that that played out. So NZ is saying Mallory is an angel and not a witch. And that was something I was kind of touching on earlier when I was talking about, is she a witch? You know, and then a lot of people think she is Thaisa's character from Coven, reincarnated. So I don't know. Solomon says, do I find it interesting that Emily wasn't revived when Cordelia said, find our sisters? Kind of, yeah. And I did a video about her, and I think she has ulterior motives and whatever, but now I don't even know if she's going to be around, or if she going to be playing a different role. And have we lost those two actors, or we just lost those two characters? Well, I mean, it really wouldn't be that big of a loss if, like, either way, like, if Timothy and Emily plus the people who play them are off the show. But then it's kind of weird that they would totally be off the show this fast, like if they're not playing other characters or something. I don't know. I did see a thing that, like, Cody Fern, who plays Michael Langdon, I think he said on Instagram, like, he couldn't go to the Emmys. He was in the Versace story, which I didn't watch. I watched, like, the first episode, and which was Ryan Murphy's, like, latest kind of thing he does. Like, he does, like, stuff that happens in real life and then does a series on it. But it won a ton of Emmys, and Cody Fern couldn't come to the Emmys because he was still filming American Horror Story, so he still must have a very big role in it, because they should be probably close to wrapping it up as far as filming it. NZ thinks Emily is evil, like she's a minion of Michael, right? That's pretty much what I thought, so... Bryson wanted Emily to be a voodoo witch. So some people have asked me on my latest videos, like, is Angela Bassett, or however you say her last name, going to be in this season? Because she was a prime character in Coven. And I Googled it at the time, and she's not. So will someone play her role or something? I don't know. I think Cody is doing an amazing job as Michael. Amazing. Like, totally amazing. He was like, okay, so I haven't watched the Versace show except for, like, the first maybe 2 episodes, but when I was looking up Cody on IMDb, it said he was some kind of victim. I feel like he died. So he must have played someone who died in real life. I don't know, but it's on, like, IMDb, and it'll make more sense to you if you watch the whole series. So maybe he didn't have a huge part, but I think he made a post on Instagram, like, celebrating the fact that they won Emmys. I think maybe that's his latest post, and saying he was a part of the show. I'm pretty sure. If I'm not right, let me know. Oh, Christian says he was the killer's boyfriend. Okay. I don't know where I got victim. He may have had a really small part. I don't know. But you know how Ryan Murphy is? Oh, he had a big part. Okay. You know how Ryan Murphy is. It's like, if you get in one of his shows, you're, like, set for life. So if you need anybody, like, totally, I'll do it, Ryan. Just let me know. Just text me, DM me, whatever. Because really and truly, like, you get it. You could be in, American Horror Story, and then the next thing he does is, like, Versace, he'll cast you in that, and then he'll cast you in Glee, the reboot, and then he'll cast you in Nip Tuck, the reboot, and it's like, this man is doing, like, more shows than anyone on TV. They're all super popular and wonderful and win all the awards, so it's like, I can only imagine, like, people who are acting right now, who are actors and actresses, are like, please hire me, Ryan Murphy, because that's like, wow, you're everything. If you get in one of his shows, it's like, you don't have to worry, because you're going to do really well. I don't know if there's going to be a Glee reboot, but I think, what did I say? Oh, okay, I was watching Wendy Williams and, what's the woman's name? I think her real name is Jane something. She played, like, the PE coach. She said there's been some talk about them doing a reboot, but not with the same, they wouldn't, like, be doing, like, Full House and, like, have the same pretty much cast. She wants them to have, like, the new class, like, young people who are teenagers now, and then she said she would be, interested in doing, like, some cameos or some guest appearances or whatever. So I don't know if there's, like, much truth to that, but I guess there's been some talk about that. I never watched 911, and I never watched Pose. I heard so much about Pose being so good, like, literally, I saw so many people online talking about that, and then so many people in my, like, in my social media who I actually know in real life said it was amazing. So, in Castle Rock, I never watched that. I've heard of it, definitely. I saw someone comment about Nip Tuck. Why aren't Nip Tuck people in American Horror Story? Have we had anybody from Nip Tuck in American Horror Story? I feel like maybe we have. Do you guys remember, like, if you watched that, like, Annalyn McCord was, like, she had, like, a a season or two she was on there. And then she was on 90210 and got pretty famous from that. I randomly saw her like on a YouTube video the other day, and I was thinking about like Nip Tuck. But the guy who is the son from Nip Tuck is on How to Get Away with Murder. Okay. Christian watched Pose in a Day. Wow. Can I get that on Netflix? I like the ones where you can just watch them without the commercials and like, you know. Oh, and for those of you who are asking, and then I'll get back on topic here. I started the You show that has Shay Mitchell in it on Lifetime. And I don't know what's going on. I like it, but it has all of the curse words and stuff have been edited out. And I don't know if that's the way it aired on TV, but it's very distracting. They don't edit just out like curse words, but just like questionable words or sexual words. They're all edited out, and I'm just like, it's making it so hard to watch because there's so many like bleeps and pauses in it. Anyway, that was my rant on that. Yeah, the Nip Tuck people are all doing pretty good now. So Gregory says you might be the only one, but you were really disappointed when they killed off everyone and dropped every storyline. They wasted 2 hours of your time. Well, I feel like we're going down that Roanoke road again where it was like, whoa, except they didn't kill everyone off. They just revealed that everyone was in a reality show. But it's like, I feel like next week we have to switch because unless they're going to bring everyone back to life, I feel like we need to switch scenes and plots and everything. The only issue is Ryan's talking about a huge plot twist in episode 5. So I would say like if this was episode 4 that we just saw, it would make sense. But now I'm like, well, what are we going to do for 4? Because I feel like we need to switch some things up. And then what the heck is going to happen in 5? Amy says you need to show me a picture of the houseboat where they found Andrew right after Versace's murder. It was sinking where they were. So this happened in Miami, where you live close. You used to live in Miami, right, Amy, or close to there? And like Versace lived like really close to like South Beach, like right. That's from what I gather. I've only been to Miami one time, but it's cool because like if you've been there or lived there, there's like all these cool restaurants where people eat outside and everything. And the beach is like right across the street. It looked like his house was like very close across the street from Miami Beach or South Beach. Miami's a really cool place. So Locke says you doubt everybody is dead, but what does dead mean in American Horror Story? Which is a really good point. But I don't know what they're going to do here. Are they going to just move all the people who died and then have those people play different characters? Or are we going to revive? I mean, we've revived 3 of them. But are we... Obviously, we know Evan Peters is not off the show. Like, so are they just coming back as different people? And we also have the issue of people like Sarah Paulson, who needed to come back as a different character for the Coven crossover, but we also need her to come back. She was in, need her to come back from Murder House. It's confusing, and I don't know how they're going to do it. But a lot of people are saying time travel here. Again, I don't feel like... I think there's a great possibility that everyone who essentially died this week will be just playing different people. Because they've already pretty much told us that with Joan Collins dying so fast. And we know, like, we can't have a show without Evan Peters. He's not going to die in episode 3, and then he's gone. Did anyone see American Animals with Evan Peters? That actually took place in the town that I live in. It's based on a true story, so I would suggest watching it. It's a crazy, crazy story that actually happened. So, Kiara says, how do I think Ryan is going to put Murder House in Apocalypse? I don't know. I'm dying to find out. I just know from like all the internet speculation and photos are saying that they were filming at that murder house in LA, which I still need to go see at some point. So I'm just dying to figure out when that's coming. But the thing is, we only have, I think, 10 episodes this season, so things are going to have to move pretty quickly. The Ship Queen says you can't believe Venable died just by a gunshot after everything she has done. Yeah, but she'll be back too. Obviously, Kathy Bates is going to be back in one way or the other. Gregory wanted him to be revealed to be a wizard instead of that Coco witch. Are you talking about Billy Eichner or Michael Langdon? And Christian says they're still filming at the murder house with Jessica Lange. Of course, yes, we haven't seen Jessica Lange at all this season. Sam says when the witches came back, you were screaming with happiness. Yes, a surprise, bitch. So it was like all of you guys were asking me last week, like, when are we going to start seeing these crossovers? And we knew it had to happen soon because like, Well, we only have 10 episodes, and they're crossing over with 2 different seasons, so we had to get on that soon. It would make no sense to put that in, like, episodes 9 and 10. So, what are they going to do? What are they going to do for this big twist? I don't know. What is The Nanny? Is that a movie? I only know Joan Collins, and I only know this from just being told that she was, like, big in Dynasty, and then somebody here in the chat or in the comments told me they were named after her character in Dynasty, which was cool. Maybe it was someone, Alexis, I think. Amy says, you think the witches are going back to Murder House, Hotel Cortez to go get folks. Interesting. That would be really cool. I really like that. Ralph feels the witches will stop the apocalypse by not stopping Tate from having sex, but to stop him from shooting up the school. So I think that scene, I've talked about it before, is like one of the most iconic, chilling. To me, that is the scariest scene we've ever had in American Horror Story. I remember when I first watched season 1, I think I watched it on the app or whatever, but I tried to watch this season on the app and they told me I needed to pay now. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure either I watched it on the app or maybe I was buying it on iTunes, so I was like paying anyway. But I remember watching it really late at night. I was in bed and I didn't know this school shooting was coming. And I was like so scared. That is terrifying because it's so real and it's a reality for so many people. And that's just terrifying to me. And I just think that is one of the most chilling scenes ever in TV. And I would put next to that probably the scene in 13 Reasons Why when she killed herself was on that level. God. So yes, Tate is amazing. And I'm really excited that we're having this season, you know, intertwined back in. Solomon says, we hope to see some male witches since that bunker was an all-boys school. That looks like that's what's coming and some flashbacks or whatever next week. K-Bama says, the witches do seem like they want to help to save the world. Obviously, humans can't save it, so maybe the supernatural. You don't know. You're confused. It is confusing as to how all of it's going to come together. I agree. NZ says, Madison, Michael, what if Madison Montgomery really is related to the Montgomery family from the murder house? So because she's already has that bloody connection and the witch connection. Right. So, I mean, how much are they going to connect everything in all of the seasons with this season? Like, how much is going to be connected, you know? Right. Male witches or warlocks. I don't know if there was a debate in here about that or something, but Jose says on Facebook there's a page called American Horror Story Argentina where they posted set pictures. Okay, so I've seen this online. So there's people saying that Emma Roberts looks like she's in Chanel's outfit from Scream Queens, and that's something we talked about a little bit earlier, but I know everyone comes in the room at different times. And I feel weird about that unless they do it in a subtle way and have her dressed like Chanel and make some kind of little joke, but it's like an inside joke instead of being like, I'm Chanel. Like, what? I hope they don't, like, bring Scream Queens into the mix blatantly and have people go by their characters' names from Scream Queens, because that, to me, was a failure of a show for Ryan. It just failed. Season 2 was terrible. It got canceled. So I think it'd be funny to do it, you know, to do it in a way that we weren't blatantly saying, look, Jamie Lee Curtis is in here and she's playing the same person from Scream Queens. It would be funny for all of those who watch the show to do it in a subtle way. To me, it would be weird and odd to try to introduce that Scream Queens and actually have the people in it play their actual characters and try to make that happen. There's been a lot of talk about Mallory and Madison. Are they connected? Do they know each other from being in a sorority together? Do they know each other from being in Hollywood together? We'll have to see. I've seen a lot of different things about that. Gregory says, in the American Horror Story universe, male witches are warlocks, but in Wicca, warlocks are, excuse me, oathbreaker. I don't know. I've never heard that before. I'm not real sure what that means. I don't know if I want to know what that means. K-Bama wishes Lady Gaga would come back. Did you guys watch the documentary about Lady Gaga? And she was like filming for Roanoke and she seemed angry. If you guys watch that, I feel like something's going on with her and her relationship with American Horror Story, because she just seemed like she was not feeling it and she was unhappy during the filming for Roanoke. And I'm wondering, will she ever come back? I think she's great, and I think she's really, really great on American Horror Story. So, and in Roanoke, she was like barely in it, but I think she said in the documentary that she was like on tour or something. Like she was really busy when that was being filmed, so she could only do like a little bit, like a cameo of sorts. I don't know. But she seemed angry. If you've seen the documentary, or if you haven't and you like Lady Gaga, you should watch it. It's on Netflix. But there was some drama going on the set of of Roanoke with her. Hi, Leland. Thank you so much for being here. Diana says, you really think Evan will come back as his character from Asylum, or in some way Asylum will come into play, which is what I did my video on last week. Before we switched everything up in this episode, because I was wondering if the aliens at the end of Asylum and Evan Peters' character, is that going to play into this? It's a lot. I mean, I don't know how much we're going to do. I don't know how many seasons are going to intertwine. I don't know how many people from the different seasons we're going to see. I really like Kathy Bates' backstory. I agree with Solomon. The fight scene, was she like an FBI agent or something? That was an epic fight scene. Like, that was some great stunt work there. And it was really funny when she came to the door and they thought that was her costume, and they thought the blood was like super realistic, because it was. Kiara says, you had a theory that the reason Madison said her quote is because a witch that we already know, and maybe a witch is inside of Mallory. That's why Mallory says she feels like something is inside of her. I agree. Something more is going on here with Mallory. Either she's got someone inside of her, like, I can't remember Thais's character from Coven, or Queenie, or Misty, or somebody, or she's an angel to fight the powers of evil. I don't know. Ralph 100% thinks Emily is Lee's lost daughter, so that's tying us back to Roanoke, which there was a big theories, a lot of theories out there about that. Is she Lee's lost daughter, who was named Emily, or is she the daughter of Kit? Kit, right? Is it Kit? I'm getting everyone confused. Like, I'm getting Evan's characters confused from the different seasons. Misty is coming back, so I really like her too. She is coming back. Mallory has the Force inside of her. Are we talking about like Star Wars? No, I think Mallory is more powerful though than like the other two. The Shook Queen says people are saying Zoe's ghost is in Mallory, and that's why Madison knows her. Zoe, yes. So that's another thing. What do you guys think? Woo, a lot. This is a lot. Charles says there's already a Scream Queen reference because Coco was the name of one of the KKT sisters. I don't even remember that. Interesting. But they said Queenie's coming back because apparently anyone could come back, you know, on this show. Oh, God. Yeah, so Kids would be Mead's age. Oh, that is right. Because that took place in the 60s, didn't it? That's true. But if you were an alien, couldn't you be younger or appear younger? Maybe you're really older, but you just look really young? I feel like if as an alien, you don't have the same rules as us common humans. This is really fun. There's a lot of people in this room. This is fun. K-Bama feels like you're watching Asylum all over again this season. They're all trapped in one place and they're all fighting to get out. Asylum was insane. That's another one. I used to just watch, I think I told you guys this, but I watch a lot of shows like late at night, and I remember watching Asylum. I would save it for like late at night, and it freaked me out. But I usually watch American Horror Story live now, so I don't get as freaked out because there's lights on and stuff. But who is my favorite Scream Queen? That's hard to say quickly. Probably Chanel, although I really liked, I forget everyone's name. Oh my God, what was that woman's name that was really funny? She's like a comedian, and I think she's in that Claws show now. I really liked her too. This is insane. But anyway, I am super excited for the rest of this season. I can't remember her name. Oh my God, she was in that Claws show. Do you guys watch Claws? I tried to watch that. I really didn't like it. I know everyone. Denise, thank you. Thank you, Grace. I love Denise. Iconic. I actually really like Chad Radwell too. But didn't they like kill everyone off, or a lot of people? Didn't they? I better shut up because I will spoil it for someone. Niecy Nash. Yeah, I think she's awesome. I really like her. Yeah, Kathy Bates is always evil. You know that she's always going to be evil. Yes, Lauren says Niecy Nash, the cop. Scream Queens 1 was so good, and I feel like Ryan just didn't care about Scream Queens 2, and it was so obvious, and it makes me so sad. I don't know. I still have people that watch, or, you know, they're late to watching Scream Queens, and I still get comments on Scream Queens, and it's just funny. They'll be like, oh my god, this person died, or oh my god, so-and-so's the Red Devil, or whatever, and I'm like, wow, that's a throwback. Like, wow. Dinah, Adina's death. Okay, wait. What did that happen in? I'm getting lost. There's so much here. Oh god, you're talking about Scream? Yes. Scream is the everything. Scream is like my favorite movie of all time. Scream is, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Those were the, like, oh my god, movies. Those were so iconic. Those movies were so great. We just don't have movies like that anymore. You know, all those teen movies, they're like my childhood, you know? I loved it. Ralph says favorite is Denise finding her friend dead and pushing her body out of the car and driving off. I remember that. Totally remember that. Charles says his mom looks like Kathy Bates. Maybe your mom is Kathy Bates. Lucky you. The apple scene was really disgusting. But there's always crazy, shocking moments in this show. The black gay guy in the bunker is Dinah's son. Wait, what show is this? I'm so confused. Help. Help. Yes, I'm so excited for the Halloween movie. I've seen all the Halloween movies. When I was, like, little, this is what my dad was getting. He was, like, catch me up on everything. I don't even know when they started. Maybe in the 70s or something. But we watched them all. And, yes, I'll be seeing that new movie. Absolutely. Oh, my God. That's talk about classic. Yes, like, for me, it was, you know, the stuff that when I watched when I was tiny, like, was Freddy Krueger and, you know, Jason, Halloween. What's Jason? What's the real name for Jason? Friday the 13th. Oh, Stu's boyfriend. Yes. Adina Porter. Stu's boyfriend. The black guy on the show. That is Dina's son, or Dinah's son. What's her name? Dinah? Dina? I know. Now I know what you're talking about. Oh, man. I know. I thought we were talking about people from Scream Queens, and I was like, I don't remember them at all. Yes, I know. Yes. Stu's boyfriend. Absolutely. Yes. Totally. Now I get it. But yes, those scary movies are probably not good. Like, I remember I thought they were good. Like, the old school Friday the 13th, they're just really silly, right? I don't know. I don't know if I would even like them if I watched them over. But to me, they're just amazing. Something that really reminded me of, like, Friday the 13th was that show that got canceled that was on Freeform. It was actually really good if any of you guys want to watch it. What was the name of it? Something about them being at camp. And also Slasher is coming back in October. And Slasher, if you guys like American Horror Story, you would like Slasher. It's absolutely amazing. It's on Netflix. It's 2 seasons. They're not connected. Please watch them. I watch them so fast. People kept telling me to watch them. I never did. One day I was like, I'm finally going to watch this. And then I couldn't quit watching them. Dead of Summer. Dead of Summer was really great. It got canceled, but it was really good. If you can find it somewhere, watch it because I think it all got resolved. I think there were like 2 seasons. Really, really good. But I always thought Adina Porter was like evil, but now she's being brought back as a witch, so I don't know. Hotel was set in the future. Yes, right? Right. Dead of Summer was really good. A lot of the stuff that I like gets canceled. I don't know what that means. Slasher is so good, and season 3 is coming out next month. And again, they're not connected, and once you start watching them, you will not leave your computer. You'll be like, oh my god, I cannot. Especially season 2. And I actually had told a friend to watch them, and he watched season 2 first. And he was like kind of let down by season 1 because he thought for some reason season 2 was season 1. He got confused on Netflix. But you have to watch. So good. So good. I cannot wait. That's like my probably, oh god, it's like one of the best horror shows ever. Right up there with like Black Mirror. And that one show is coming back that's similar to Black Mirror I saw. I can't remember what channel it's coming on, but it's like, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I was going to say Twilight Zone, but I don't think it's Twilight Zone. I think it's like some show from the 80s, like Unsolved Mysteries or something. The Perfectionist, I have not watched it. I get asked this like once a day. It's okay. It hasn't started yet, has it? I don't think so, but I am going to watch the first episode. Ralph says Channel Zero is back next month. Weird horror show, but decent. Is anybody watching Room, whatever it was, Room 21 or Room 102 or whatever that show was on HBO? I so loved it. The first episode of season 1 is so, so, so good. And then some of the episodes are okay. They're all standalone. It's kind of like The Twilight Zone. and then it sucked, and I gave up on it. Room 302, something like that. Drew Barrymore is in Santa Clarita Diet, or San Clarita Diet, something like that. I've never seen it. Is that good? Because I do like vampires. Room 104. I gave like every number about that. I know, right? The Nubian hippie. Yes, right? I wish I could, I think really and truly, I know some people would not be cool with it, but it's okay because I think you could choose. I feel like everyone should have the chance to turn on their webcam or whatever, and this is just through my computer's camera, and be in these chats so that you can, instead of typing, you could ask me a question on here and like everyone could see it. And I feel like, wow, why don't we have that technology yet? And I know some people wouldn't want to do that, so we could still have the chat here. But it's like, why can't I see you guys? Like, why wouldn't they allow people to be on here? You know, that's what I don't understand. Like, why wouldn't that? Santa Clarita Diet, yes. It's like, why don't we have the capability to just have you got literally this is literally turning the camera on my computer to do this chat. So why can't you guys do that too? I don't know if anybody would want to do it, but I feel like some people would, and it would be cool for me to see you guys talking to me instead of just like a name with a little face. Because like when I'm looking at your guys' chat, it's so tiny. Like the pictures of you are so tiny. NZ, where do you live? You probably live in Europe, right? Okay. So, yeah, how many seasons have I missed? Anyway, we're totally off topic here, but, yes, I love American Horror Story. It's really good, and I'm really excited for what's to come. And then we will be having these chats on Thursdays at 5 p.m. So I'm sorry that, NZ's in London and Christian's in Italy. It's probably, is it Italy, an hour time difference from London or what? How close are you to France, Christian? I was in the south of France this month, actually. I was really close to Italy, and I've never been to Italy, and I really want to go badly. But I really enjoyed the south of France. It was very wonderful. And supposedly people were making, I don't know, they said it was real Italian pizza there. It was really good, so I don't know. But I'm like, I really like Italian food, so I'm dying to actually have Italian food in Italy. I don't know. But it was like really thin, really thin crust pizza. Kind of like a wet pizza. Really good. Oh, thank you, Enzy. I appreciate it. Marina is in South Africa. Gregory is in Italy. What the heck? I'm so dying to go there. I would love to go to South Africa. Absolutely. Christian is in Verona, and France is a 2-hour flight. Okay. The Shook Queen had a heart attack when Coco was stabbed. No, thankfully she's back. K-Bama wants to get out of America. Like, make that your goal and do it. I mean, like, I think you mean to travel. But like make it happen. It's not as, I used to think like going to other countries was like this impossible dream or something. Hi Renee, thank you for being here. But it's really not. It's just about like where, you know, saving money, setting a goal, if that's what you want to do, and like doing it. And when you go to other places, for me, it's always like, oh my God, the world is like so small. Like they're just people. It's not that weird, you know, it's not, I don't know. I've never thought it was weird. Eminem is from Ireland. I've never been to Ireland. You love your channel. You've been there for 2 years now. You started watching when I did Scream TV show on MTV. Oh, that's awesome. I really want to go to Ireland. I would literally go anywhere. Any country, honestly. I'm excited about all of them. Jamie, I have been to Scotland. I've been to Edinburgh. Everyone was so nice. Belgium. I'm going to Belgium in November. Is it Cohen? Is that how I say your name? I'm so excited. I'm going to Brussels. So... okay. I don't know how you say that, Gregory. LaGuardia? France is a 2-hour train. Okay, cool. Eminem is from Ireland. We're like, I thought he was from Michigan. What do I think of Trump's big brain? I'm going to keep him out of this chat because, I don't know. One time I had a chat and people started talking about, like, I think it was because of American Horror Story, because of election, and people were talking about, like, Trump and Hillary, and it just went to really bad places. And so I just try to, I mean, I have an opinion, but I'm going to keep it off of here. Where's your home country, the Shook Queen? Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to love Belgium. I'm excited for the chocolate and the fries and the waffles, right? But it just looks really pretty. Anyway, besides the food, but I always enjoy the food. Cohen says if I need a guide. Yeah, that's awesome. Yes. K-Bama is Paris. You want to go to Paris? Your mom used to be at a campus choir thing as a lead singer, and she traveled. I've been to Paris, but it's been a minute. I went when I was in high school. I really want to go back. I really liked it. I mean, you just need to go see the Eiffel Tower, right? There's just so many things. Lauren. Lauren. Okay, Lauren's comment, hilarious. The Nubian hippie says, you're a black Mexican but haven't been back since you were a toddler. Are you talking about Mexico? I've been there. I've been to Mexico City. Really liked it. Oh my God. People are so nice there. Like, so nice. And everything's really, really inexpensive. Ligure. Okay. Or Ligurea? Toby is in North Korea. Really? Wait a minute. I didn't think you could get on the internet there. Maybe you're just from North Korea. Because I didn't know. If you guys can watch me in North Korea, then that's blowing my mind. Because I didn't think people could get YouTube. NZ is going to Paris next month for the 6th time. If you've never been to Disneyland, I would love to go to Disneyland there. So cool, right? Like, for those of you who are in... Toby's joking. For those of you who are in Europe, it's like... So it's cool. It's like easy for you guys to get to other countries, and like in America is a very big place, and so it's easy to get to other states, but like you guys can just get on like trains and go to other countries. It's crazy. It's like a crazy concept for Americans, you know, because like we can drive to Canada or Mexico, but that's pretty much it. Can I make a video about saving money for travel? Yeah, actually I've been watching a lot. I did a video like a couple years ago about the law of attraction, which is something I really subscribe to and try to stick by. Sometimes I get off course, but I've been watching a lot of other YouTubers talk about that, and I thought about doing more of that for those of you because there was a lot of interest in that. Just about like, because honestly, I used to look at people's Instagrams and I was like, oh my God, these people get to travel all the time. They're just like super lucky, you know, and they're just like super rich, and maybe some of them are, but you know, there's more to it than that. Like, if you really want something, I really think you can like manifest that and get that in your life. And it doesn't mean you have to be, you know, Ryan Murphy and have his salary, or you have to be like the luckiest person in the world. Something about Scream season 3 with Jamie. I heard it was coming back again, but it was supposed to come back in March. It's obviously not happening because we're in practically October. So I can't remember what the latest update was with that because it's frustrating and I don't know. I would love to go to Japan. Tokyo is like at the top of my list, and I would also like to go to the Philippines. I've been to Thailand and I really liked that so much. I really loved Asia. I really haven't been to another country that I didn't like though. I'm like obsessed. If you follow me on Instagram, you can see all of that stuff. Yeah, you guys have Brexit and you guys have some questionable people over there. In London. I don't know about it. I don't know. I watch a lot of John Oliver's show on HBO, and some of the stuff he talks about, like some of the guys over there in London, I'm just like, Ralph says your ex-girlfriend used to work for Disney, so you used to go for free. Disney World, at least here, costs $1,001,000,000. Yeah, and he said it gets old. Like, I went as a kid, and then I actually went a couple years ago with a friend, and I was like, not feeling it, you know, but I know a lot of adults really like it, but it's just so expensive. And then I was like, I don't really care about this anymore. And I had this idea in my mind that I was going to absolutely love it as an adult, and I was like, no, I don't like this. But that's to say, nothing against anyone who loves it as an adult. Never been to Croatia. I really want to go. Excuse me. Dying to go there as well. Oh, your friend. I'm so sorry, Lauren. That's terrible. I'm so sorry. That's really, really, really sad. You know, something that's always helped me, and I think I've told you guys this before, are YouTube videos. Like, when I've had stuff going on, watching people's videos that are not about sad topics and stuff like that really helped me. Like, one time, that's kind of how actually I got into YouTube, is because I had some stuff going on in my life, and I used to, I just started coming on here to, like, think about other things, and I found a lot of people that I still follow that don't even talk about like horror shows or anything, but just people in general, people that travel and stuff like that. And it was so like therapeutic for me. So maybe that's the way it is for you guys too. Because it would just be like something I did. Like at the end of the day, I would come home and start watching YouTube and like not think about stuff for a while, you know? Yes, Big Little Lies season 2 starts next year, and they've been promoting that on HBO a little bit, like before some of the shows. So really, really excited for that. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for being here. We've been on here for a while now. So again, I'll see you guys next Thursday for the next live chat, 5 p.m. Eastern. It was so fun talking to you guys, and I'm sorry for those of you who hate when I get off topic because I did that again. But it's also fun talking to you about real life stuff, and I love hearing where like everyone lives and stuff. That's so cool. But thank you so much for being here. There was a ton of people here. And remember that if you weren't able to make it here live and you're watching this after it aired, you can always comment. I'm checking comments every day, trying to, thank you, NZ. That's good to hear. I'm always looking at the comments because thankfully no one can spoil me on these shows. Anytime it's a show people can spoil me on, they do, and I try to stay away from the comments. But I, you know, will look at the comments. She was only, your friend Lauren was only 37. I'm so, so sorry. I don't know the specifics of what happened, but that's, I know a lot of us can relate to losing people that were really important in our lives, and it's horrible. And I'm really, really sorry for you. So prayers for you. But thank you guys for being here, and hope you guys have a good weekend, or the best you can have. And if you have things you're going through, hopefully this has made you feel a little bit better, distracted you, and there's other people on YouTube that you can watch, and maybe that helps you, because it always helps me. So, okay, have a great weekend. Bye, guys.